Hey, it's Dave Franecki here. I'm with CAPSTONE Capital USA. We buy seller finance notes, we sell seller finance notes, and we help homeowners and investors structure seller finance transactions. Well, you've probably heard face rate, discount. What is the difference? What about all this nomenclature? It's confusing to me. Well, we're going to go over that in this next video. You're going to like it. It's going to help you a lot. If you understand what you're getting into, you'll come out with a really, really positive result. Talk soon. Okay, so today I'd like to share with you something a little bit different. It's a little bit of terminology, but it's what a note broker looks at when they're buying, what you need to understand. So let's look at it this way. Two things: face rate, discount. What is the difference? So if you're interested in seller financing, or you're ready to sell your note, the terms face rates and discounts are probably words you've heard thrown around. If not, let's just take a look. So what is a face rate? A face rate is known as the present value. Face rate is, okay, my note has an interest rate of 8%. That's the face rate. It's what's shown on the actual note document and mortgage itself. And the ideal face rate for a note depends upon who you speak to. Buyers, they want low. 0, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Investors, we want high. We want a higher rate of return. You're a seller. I would assume you'd want to get a higher rate of return on your money too. So the higher the face rate, the lower the discount when you're selling a note. So what is a discount? A discount is if a note has a value of 100 grand, and let's say the interest rate is 8%, and as an investor I want to get 12%. The only way I can get that is to take that $100,000 and pay less or discount that. So instead of giving you 100, I might give you 80. So again, let's look at this. So we mentioned 8% on the face rate, I want to get 12. So we can't change the note. That cake's already been baked. We can't change anything on the terms. It's a contract, it is what it is. If you're looking to get 100 cents on the dollar based upon that 8%, probably in my world it's not going to happen. But I might give you 92 cents on the dollar, I might give you 85 cents on the dollar, it just depends. A lot of other variables that enter into that also with the property value and just different things that we've kind of gone into before. So it's really a discount is what an investor requires as compared to what the face rate of the note is. So let's say, what if a note has believe this, a face rate of 0%? Would I want to buy that? Where's my money? The only way I can make money on that would be to take that $100,000. In this case, if it was a $100,000 note with 0%, with a 5-year payout, what would I want to pay for that? If you run the numbers, let's see, $100,000 for 60 months equates to $16, $66, $67 a month. So if I want a 10% return, I'm only going to pay that seller $78,451 for that note. So I'm buying it at a 22% discount, so I won't make my money until the back end after the principal's been paid off. So this assumes the property is also worth 150 grand. So because we talked about investment to value, I don't want to pay any more than 66% of what that property is worth. So again, I don't want to get stuck in the weeds, but that's what we look at. And this is all explained in other documents along the way that we'll be sharing with you at the end of this particular video. So let's say if a note had an interest rate of 3%. And as the investor, I wanted a return on investment, also known as ROI or yield, of 12% on that same $100,000 note with a 3% interest rate with the same 5-year payout. I'm only going to pay $80,786 or with a 20% discount. Again, it is what it is. It's the way the numbers work. I work with investors who loan me money. So it's important to remember that you can't change the face rate of a note unless it's explicitly written into that contract. You may have some kind of an adjustable feature, but it's a contract. You can't do that. It is what it is. So there's a lot of variables that enter into what an investor is willing to pay. And we've talked about that in prior audios, videos that we have here. But a very good friend of mine, Eddie Speed, he's been my mentor. And as he said, once you bake that cake, those ingredients are in there. You can't change that cake. It's done. It's baked. So the same thing with a note. Unless there's been prior language in that contract, you can't change it. It is what it is. And the only way that neutralizes the way that cake has been baked is to change the what's paid to you, the note seller. So with that, I'd like to thank you for listening. There's some great information on our Capstone website, a lot of free stuff. There's a note holder's handbook. Due diligence, there's a lot of stuff there. It's down below. I'd love to talk to you in the future. If you got a note to sell, call me up. Let's chat about it. Let's see if the numbers work. Talk to you soon. Success comes to those who work for it. So set yourself up for success and always have a backup plan. Have several exit strategies. Buy with a low investment to value. And should things go wrong and the payer defaults, you'll be good. But remember, if you're looking for yield as your predominant factor, remember yield is not realized until a note pays off. The Note Holder's Handbook goes over a lot of that. I'd recommend you download that. There's a lot of other information on the Capstone site, and we'll talk soon.